What's up, guys, and welcome to Theory Thursday on this seemingly gloomy day outside. I've got all my lights on because it's so dark outside. But I've got a light topic for you. This one is a fun little quick trick that you can use pentatonic over 2-5-1s to make them sound kind of out or outline the changes. So the idea is this. We take a 2-5-1. What a 2-5-1 is, if you don't understand the lingo, which I should do a video on that, so it won't be posted over here. But I will do that soon. The numbered system, which everyone from Nashville likes to call the Nashville numbered system, even though it was invented, I don't know, before Nashville existed. The numbered system is essentially based off of the fact that you have 8 notes in a scale. Right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And you're going to put a chord on each note. So the first chord of a C scale would be a C major. And the second chord would be a D minor. And I'm doing 7s just for fun. And the third chord would be an E minor, and then an F major, and then a G7 as your 5 chord. And these would all have numbers to them. So you'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right? So with that being laid out there, I'll do a video on it more in depth so you can understand if you don't understand, but for all intents and purposes, that's where I'm going with this today. The 2-5-1 progression is one of the most common turnaround progressions. It is basically a 2 chord in any key. We'll do the key of C. So it's a D minor 7, going to a G7, the 5 chord, and then to a 1, the C major 7. Now, to play over that, you could just play a C major scale the whole time, and it would sound great. You could also play an A minor scale the whole time, and it would sound great, because it's the same scale. You could also play an A minor pentatonic, or the second mode, which is C major pentatonic. Right? Those are all options that can work over all 3 of those chords because they're in the key of C. So the whole time your brain has never left C. But what if you wanted to sound a little bit more intense? Like you're playing with purpose. Like you understand how to really outline each one of those chords. But you don't want to really dive into the theory of it. So you don't want to worry about, well, what diminished scales or what altered scales can I use over the 5 chord. Or whatnot. I don't want to get into that because I don't want to make this super confusing. If you want to keep it simple, you can stick with pentatonic and still outline those chords. And here's an easy trick that I learned a while back that I love. It's one of my favorite things to do. So we're going to start with an A minor pentatonic. One of the first scales you're going to learn as a guitar player. And then we're going to move it up a half step to B flat minor pentatonic, or A sharp minor pentatonic, however you want to think of it. And then we're going to move it up a half step more, and we're going to do a different mode of minor pentatonic. So we're going to do an E minor pentatonic, but from its 4th mode, which looks like this. So it's starting on the 7th fret, and you're doing the 2 big steps in the beginning of the scale. So 7th to 10th, 7th to 10th, and then 7th to 9th, 7th to 9th, and then 8th to 10th, and 7th to 10th. That is the 4th mode of an E minor pentatonic scale. So if you were to do an E minor pentatonic scale and keep going to a major pentatonic scale in G, and then keep going to this pentatonic scale, then the 4th mode of that pentatonic scale would be, right? They're all the exact same scale, they're just a different mode, meaning they start on a different note and they look kind of different as you move up. So, to go back to the 2-5-1, what you'll do is over your D minor, your 2 chord, you're going to play an A minor pentatonic. Over your 5 chord, your G, you're going to play an A sharp minor pentatonic or a B flat minor pentatonic. And then over your C major, you're going to play E minor pentatonic, but in the 4th mode. And it's going to sound like this. And then you can chop up those scales and use little pieces and licks of them and turn it into an actual idea. So you can do something more like this. So I was just kind of playing through the scale. Right? But you can chop them and put them together, always kind of thinking, I'm going to move up a half step each time, and you get more of this. Cool. I'm using a loop station, a cool one. I'll talk about it in one of my videos. Anyway, so there you go. That's an easy trick that uses pentatonic to outline chord changes. Now, just to break down, if you're done with the video and that's all you needed to learn, cool. If you want to know what it's outlining, over the D minor, that chord there, you're playing the 5th with the A of the A minor pentatonic. Then you're playing the 7th, right? Then you're playing the root. Then you're playing the 9. Then you're playing the 4th, and back to the 5th. So that's what it's outlining on this first chord. Then when it goes to the second chord, the G, it's some cooler outline stuff. You're outlining a sharp 9 or a minor 3rd over this dominant chord, which gives you kind of this kind of Jimi Hendrix chord, you know, like that kind of sound over the top. It's tense, but it still fits. So you're getting a sharp 9. Then you're getting a sharp 11 with the C sharp chord, or C sharp note, sorry. And then you're getting a flat 6 or a flat 13, however you want to think of that one. And then you're getting the flat 7. So it really is a flat 13 because you still have the 7 in there. Then you're getting a flat 9, which is pretty cool. So you get the flat 9 and the sharp 9. And so it really has that like which really wants to resolve those the flat 9 and sharp 9. And you have that in this scale, which is really, really cool. So that scale really, really wants to resolve. And then it resolves to this E minor scale, which has some really cool outlines for the C major chord. So it starts on the major 7, which is really cool, right? Because that's part of this whole chord and what makes it so cool. And then it goes up to a 9. It's really cool, right? So far, 7 and 9, beautiful chord tensions, or beautiful color notes. Then it goes to the major 3rd, an important note for the scale as well. Then it goes to the 5th. Then it goes to the 6th, and then the major 7 again. So you really have a lot of color in there because you have the 9 and the 6, you have the 7 and the 3. You really have everything you need in that scale, and it's really, really cool because it's outlining all of those pretty notes that really make that chord so special. So there you go. That's the theory behind doing that particular approach of using those pentatonics over those 3 chords, which again are a very common progression. You hear it in a lot of songs. So there you go. Happy Theory Thursday. I will see you guys tomorrow for Functional Friday.